contarles un poquito quiénes somos nosotros y qué hacemos en la agencia, ¿ok? Y no crean que voy a ser yo la única hablando, entonces si tienen alguna pregunta pueden ir escribiéndola en el chat y también yo les voy a hacer preguntas a ustedes que me gustaría que me respondan. Lore me va a estar ayudando en esa parte. Pues bueno, para empezar, me gustaría presentarles a la fundadora de la agencia, Lorena Martínez. Ella es fundadora de la agencia canadiense y la inició con el objetivo de poder informar y guiar a los estudiantes de habla hispana que buscaban emprender un viaje de estudios a Canadá. ¿Okay? Ella es egresada del Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey y llegó a Canadá en el 2005 para estudiar un diploma de posgrado en Mercadotecnia Analítica en uno de los colleges más reconocidos en Toronto. Y ahí estuvo trabajando durante más de 10 años en una concesionaria global para los aeropuertos, entonces tenía la oportunidad de viajar por todo Canadá. Por si ustedes llegan a tener alguna pregunta sobre cómo es, no sé, el transporte, a lo mejor qué tanto frío hace en alguna ciudad o en otra, pues bueno, Lore es como la persona ideal para poder preguntarle porque seguramente ya visitó esa ciudad. Del 2009 al 2011, ella formó parte del Consejo Directivo de la Cámara Hispana de Comercio en Toronto y del 2011 al 2013 ella fue presidenta de Exatec en Ontario. Entonces, siempre ha estado como muy en contacto con la gente de fuera, sobre todo con los latinos en Toronto, no solamente en la parte estudiantil, pero también en la parte pues de comercio, ¿no? Actualmente ella está cursando el Graduate Diploma en Immigration and Citizenship Law en la Universidad de Queens para poder ser agente migratoria, entonces próximamente tendremos agente migratoria in-house. Les presento también a Teresa Linares. Ella es parte del equipo de canadiense. Ella está en la oficina de El Salvador, aunque actualmente se encuentra en Montreal. Ahorita sabrán por qué. Ella es licenciada en Ciencias de la Comunicación de la Universidad Dr. José Matías Delgado en El Salvador y tiene también una maestría en Administración de Empresas con especialización en negocios internacionales de la Universidad Anáhuac del Sur de México. Y ella durante más de 20 años, trabajó para empresas del sector privado, liderando, entre otros temas, la importancia de potenciar las habilidades y capacidades del talento humano y trabajó muy de la mano con multinacionales e instituciones de educación superior. La razón por la que ella está actualmente ahorita en Montreal es porque está de visita con su hijo, quien ella estudió en Canadá, ahorita está trabajando en una multinacional en Montreal y ya está en proceso de la residencia. Yo soy Estefanía Ayala, yo estoy en la oficina de México, pero me encargo de toda Latinoamérica. Yo estudié personalmente pues, en Canadá, un año de high school. Continué mi carrera en la Universidad de Anáhuac en México y estudié una maestría de turismo internacional en Suiza. Ahí fui vicepresidenta de una asociación que se llama Erasmus Student Network, que es la asociación más grande de estudiantes más grande de Europa. Entonces, también desde hace muchos años llevo ya trabajando con estudiantes, no solamente que se quieren ir a Canadá, pero pues también en su tiempo, estudiantes que se querían ir a estudiar a Suiza especialmente. Algo que me gustaría mencionar de manera muy rápida y es para pues, ayudarlos a ustedes a evitar fraudes educativos que desgraciadamente pasan mucho en esta industria, es que ustedes tienen que verificar que la escuela tenga un número designado, ¿ok? Esto lo pueden checar directamente en las páginas del gobierno de Canadá. Tiene que tener un DLI para que ustedes puedan después solicitar una visa de estudios y también puedan solicitar después el permiso de trabajo de posgraduación. Verifiquen, por favor, que la gente con el que están trabajando esté autorizado por la escuela para poder dar sus servicios de gestión y de ayuda durante todo el proceso de registro. ¿Ok? Generalmente nosotros buscamos ser parte de organismos reguladores como ISF o Languages Canada. Verifiquen que su agente pues esté registrado ante alguno de estos organismos. Y sobre todo busquen que los pagos de las colegiaturas vayan directamente a las escuelas, ¿ok? Con nosotros nos gusta ser completamente transparentes, sobre todo en toda la parte del dinero. Entonces, con nosotros, ustedes todo el pago de colegiatura la pueden hacer directamente con la escuela. Ahora, ¿qué es lo que nosotros hacemos como agencia? ¿En qué les podemos ayudar? Nosotros nos encargamos de buscar por ustedes de manera personalizada, dependiendo de cuáles sean sus objetivos y sus necesidades, el programa ideal. No solamente les vamos a recomendar cualquier programa, sino que hacemos una búsqueda exhaustiva sobre los programas disponibles y cuáles puede ser el mejor para ustedes. Nos aseguramos de que antes de aplicar a la escuela, ustedes cumplan con todos los requisitos de admisión y también de visado.
recolectamos toda la información, nos aseguramos que la documentación esté completa, llenamos hojas de registro, nosotros hacemos el proceso ante la escuela, nos aseguramos que no falte nada para que al momento de aplicar a la escuela sea una aplicación fuerte. Una vez que ya se hace la aplicación, nosotros damos seguimiento a su aplicación durante todo el proceso y estamos en constante comunicación tanto con la escuela como con ustedes. Una vez que ya obtenemos la carta de aceptación, ustedes pueden pasar a hacer el proceso de visa y obviamente somos su mano amiga para llegar a Canadá, ¿ok? Necesitamos que ustedes sepan que somos eso, esa mano amiga que ustedes necesitan para todo el proceso de Canadá. Entonces, cualquier duda que ustedes tengan en el Inter, pues nos pueden contactar. Ahora, ¿por qué elegirnos a nosotros y no a otra agencia? Porque sabemos que existen muchísimas como nosotros, ¿no? Principalmente porque nosotros pues somos expertas en esto que estamos haciendo, ya llevamos más de 10 años de experiencia. Hemos ayudado a cientos de estudiantes a encontrar su programa ideal y cumplir sus objetivos de Canadá, pero sobre todo, que eso es algo que no todas las agencias lo tienen, es que todas las agentes educativas que estamos aquí en la agencia hemos tenido la experiencia de ser estudiantes internacionales, ya sea, por ejemplo, yo que estudié en Canadá, Lore que estudió en Canadá y ahora es ciudadana canadiense, o Tete que como mamá ayudó durante todo el proceso educativo a su hijo, pues bueno, eso somos nosotros, ¿no? Les hablamos con la experiencia y tenemos mucha empatía porque ya vivimos ese proceso. Contamos con oficinas en Canadá, como ya les dije, Lore está en Canadá. Representamos a más de 100 instituciones, por lo que seguramente vamos a encontrar esa institución o ese programa ideal para ustedes. Todo el proceso es en línea, no se preocupen si no tenemos oficina en donde ustedes están. Somos una agencia certificada por ISF y trabajamos con toda América Latina. Aquí me gustaría preguntarles a ustedes desde dónde nos visitan. Pueden escribirnos aquí en el chat si están en Chile, si están en Colombia, si están en Perú, para conocer un poquito más de ustedes. Como les dije, todos los pagos son directamente con la escuela. Ahora, algunos requisitos generales para poder estudiar en un college o en una universidad. Uno es que tienen que tener un nivel de inglés avanzado y lo tienen que tener comprobable con certificados como TOEFL, IELTS o Duolingo por el momento, ¿ok? Dependiendo del programa que elijan, será el puntaje que van a requerir. O también, si no tienen ese nivel de inglés, no se preocupen, está Olga aquí con nosotros de The Language Gallery para poder explicarnos cómo son los programas de Pathway y cómo en este caso pueden ustedes hacer un salto directo a NBCC sin tener estos certificados. Tienen que ser mayores de 18 años, tienen que tener copia de su pasaporte, llenar una hoja de registro. Vamos a necesitar su transcript de bachillerato en original y traducido con perito traductor y también su diploma de bachillerato en original y traducido. Algunas ventajas rapidísimas que ustedes tienen por ser estudiantes en un colegio público es que mientras ustedes estudian, pueden trabajar 20 horas a la semana o pueden trabajar tiempo completo en los recesos de verano y también pueden aplicar un permiso de trabajo de posgraduación al terminar algún curso de educación superior mayor a 1 año. Ustedes viajan con familia, viajan solos, viajan con esposo, con niños. Déjenos saber aquí en la encuesta que les vamos a poner. ¿Por qué les pregunto esto? Porque si ustedes estudian en NBCC, Lore, ¿me ayudas a sacar la encuesta? Hola, hola. No me sale, pero bueno. Si ustedes viajan con pareja, su pareja va a tener un permiso de trabajo de tiempo completo mientras ustedes estén estudiando. Y si viajan con hijos, sus hijos van a tener la oportunidad de poder asistir a un high school para poder estudiar como un estudiante canadiense. ¿Okay? Y al finalizar pueden iniciar un proceso migratorio para volverse residentes. ¿Quiénes de los que nos acompañan en este momento están buscando hacer un proceso migratorio? Lore, no veo las preguntas, pero me dices cuando ya pasa el... Lo suponíamos. Oigan, algo muy importante que tienen que saber, muchas gracias por contestar, algo muy importante que tienen que saber antes de iniciar un proceso tanto para la escuela como para el visado es que ustedes tienen que poder demostrar fondos de mínimo $10,000 canadienses por el primer aplicante, que sería el estudiante. Si viajan con una pareja, tienen que comprobar $4,000 canadienses por esa persona, y si viajan con hijos, por cada hijo tendrán que demostrar $3,000 canadienses. Si no tienen la manera de poder demostrar estos ahorros, Lori nos va a platicar de manera muy rápida algunos financiamientos que tenemos para estudiantes mexicanos. ¿Quieres que nos...
Yeah. Translate. Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here, everybody. And it is really my pleasure to meet you. And as already mentioned, I work for the Language Gallery Canada, and I'm the Pathways Director and also Business Developer at the Language Gallery Canada. So I do assist the international students who are interested in studying at an undergraduate or postgraduate levels in Canada. I myself used to be a pathway student, so I know that it is not an easy path as international student, you know. However, right now I'm waiting for my citizenship, so I guess I have a success story, and I almost have my passport, Canadian passport, so I can definitely understand how you will be feeling when you start your pathway program and become an international student in Canada. It's not easy, but it's a lot of fun, and you'll have a lot of rewards at the end. So it's my pleasure to let you know about the pathway program so you can really achieve your success in Canada. I don't know if Lorena wants to translate that. But yes, I can start the presentation. I hope everybody is seeing my presentation that I've shared. Yeah. Okay, great. So let's start. So today I would like to speak to you just about the Language Gallery, a bit about our schools, and also the programs that we are currently offering. I will also speak a bit more in details about the English levels that we have and how long does it take for the students to progress from one level to another. I will mention about our pathway partnership that we have with New Brunswick Community College and about the procedure I'm not going to go into more details about the procedure just because I'm sure that Canada West as representatives can help you with application. We'll also speak about the prices that we currently offer and a very exciting promotion that the Language Gallery has prepared specifically for those who are currently participating in this webinar and watching us. So speaking of the general information, would you like to translate? Sorry, Lorena, would you like to translate? Okay, sure, perfect. So speaking of the general information, I would like to let you know that, that the Language Gallery is part of the Global University Systems. And Global University Systems is a very large network of different schools and institutions across the world. And I think that should just show you that the level of education that the Language Gallery is offering has very high standards and recognized by different institutions across the world. We've been having several years in this industry, and we've connected with many colleges and universities. And I guarantee that the language program that we offer at the Language Gallery really meets high standards and will offer great value for you. Usually we have two campuses in Canada. One is in Toronto and one is in Vancouver. Our campuses are very much centrally located, and we are close to all the different attractions that those cities have to offer. At this moment, because of the pandemic, our campuses, they remain closed. However, we do plan to reopen in 2022, and of course, we will notify Canada as whenever we reopen our campuses. Here I present the academic calendar just to let you know that we have a very, very flexible schedule, and our students can start their program at the Language Gallery every 2 weeks on Mondays. And it's just to show you a little bit how the academic calendar looks like. But we try to be flexible with our international students so that they don't lose their time and they can start their preparation as soon as possible. As already mentioned, the campuses remain closed, and that's why we started to offer the University Pathway program virtually. The program that we have right now is called TLG Live, and it is specifically been developed to offer the students in University Pathway to one of our partner institutions like New Brunswick Community College. As part of this program, the students are having two different courses. From the lower levels, they're having general English preparation. So that's when they really learn the basics, the foundation of the English level. They learn the necessary vocabulary, they learn the grammar, writing, speaking skills. They prepare themselves until they reach high intermediate level, and that's when they start a more academic preparation. Starting high intermediate level, the students will learn a very advanced vocabulary. They will learn academic writing skills. They will learn notes taking. They will basically start the academic English preparation specifically designed in order to prepare them for successful studies at a Canadian college or Canadian university. Yeah, please. Thank you. Speaking about the program a little bit in more details, I just would like to let you know how does it work, how to be offered the program virtually. So first of all, as already mentioned, the students can start every 2 weeks, which is great, on Mondays. And we use two different platforms in order to provide the program. We use the platform Zoom that we use right now, and it's very easy to use, and you can see it, you can use it and experience the platform right now. And this platform is used in order to deliver 120 minutes of actual live classes with the professor and the classmates, and 40 minutes of group sessions that are also moderated by the teacher. So using the platform Zoom, you will basically have a real class experience, but at this moment, from the comfort of your homes, right? So and that's where the teachers, they are assigning different exercise practice tests, audio and reading exercise that the students have to complete. This will be graded and also will contribute to the average grade at the end of the program. So overall, the student have 160 minutes of live class and approximately 80 minutes where they have to complete self-study material that is going to be graded by the instructor. Okay, so using two different platforms. What is very nice also is that the students can choose at what time they would like to study, because we work with students from all over the world, right? From Latin America, Asia, Russia. So of course, everybody has very different time zones. So we decided to offer our classes at 3 different times: 7 a.m., 11 a.m., or 7 p.m. These are Toronto times, okay? And when you would like to, for example, enroll, you can choose the time that you prefer.
Can I translate?
Yeah.
Just to make a break. Okay, so lo que explica Olga es que ellos usan dos plataformas, una que se llama Agora y otra que es Zoom. En Agora, ahí ustedes van a encontrar todo el material de las clases y también van a poder hacer, también pueden hacer ahí ejercicios y el material también se les va a, los profesores también les van a calificar sus tareas usando los trabajos que ustedes han hecho en esa plataforma de Agora. Los horarios son flexibles de 7, 11 de la mañana y 7 de la tarde. Ustedes tienen clases que son 120 minutos, o sea, en vivo con el profesor, van a estar interactuando con el profesor y con otros estudiantes de forma en vivo, y ustedes después van a tener tareas materiales para que ustedes puedan seguir estudiando y trabajando, actividades en grupo, que eso es muy importante, porque ustedes se van a forzar a tener que hablar y tener que interactuar, no nada más con sus profesores, pero también con otros estudiantes que están buscando los mismos objetivos de ustedes y que son estudiantes de todas partes del mundo, no nada más gente que habla español. Entonces ustedes se van a ver forzados a hablar el inglés.
Perfect. Yeah, I just wanted also to add that the classes are not recorded. It's important to be present, right, at the class. Again, we really try to have a real class experience. So everybody is present during the class. As Lauren mentioned, everybody is communicating. The teacher wants the students to participate in class. So it's really a lot of fun, and it's a lot of learning. So I'm thinking this program is great, even for those who might not like the online program, because it's a lot of interaction with your life.
Ajá. Entonces, Olga nos explica que las clases no son grabadas, entonces ustedes tienen que asistir realmente a clase, o sea, no no es una clase que está pregrabada ni se va a quedar grabada, entonces ustedes tienen que asistir para que los puedan evaluar.
So just to say quickly about some advantages of the program itself, as already mentioned, we offer the live classes with very experienced professors. Those instructors, they've been with us for a very long time. Before the pandemic, teaching the students the university pathway program, and now they have to do it online. However, of course, they have all this experience working with those students interested in continuing their education in Canada. So I guarantee that all of our instructors are accredited instructors with years of experience, some of them years with TLG, and you will be very much satisfied by their instruction. In addition to that, because we are working virtually, we had to offer a lot of different testing opportunities. So with our program, we don't rely only on 1 or 2 tests to determine the students' performance. The students are having continuous testing throughout the programs, and we consider everything that the student is doing. We will consider the students' participation during live class, all the assignments that the students complete in the platform Mejora. We'll also provide different other assignments each week in order for the students really showcase how they are doing in their class and what skill maybe they need still to work on. And of course, we also offer exit level tests where the student basically shows by the end how the student understood the unit of the level, of the term of the level that they studied. So this is very important. And in addition to that, me and the academic department, we are very much open for the students to contact us if they have any questions or they would like some consultation regarding their progression, if they want to hear their feedback. We encourage the students to be in touch with the academic department, and also myself if they have any questions, of course, about any their future application to college or university. Again, we provide an incredible service during their studies so the students feel comfortable.
Entonces lo que nos explica Olga es que ustedes van a tener muchas oportunidades para poder ser evaluados, o sea, eso por medio de la plataforma Agora y por medio de las clases, y constantemente los están evaluando para ver cómo es su progreso. Y claro, tienen todo el soporte de Olga, su equipo, y pues también cuentan con nuestro apoyo para cualquier duda que tengan, cualquier inquietud, se las podemos resolver.
So here I would like to speak about the English levels. And so at first we said that most of you who are watching us have intermediate level of English, which would be level 3 at the language gallery. So at language gallery, each level takes 8 weeks to be completed with the standard progression policy. And the students, they also have to meet 80% attendance and 80% average grade by the end of their level, okay? And again, as mentioned before, the students have a lot of opportunities through all the different testings to achieve this 80% average grade. So if, for example, the students are starting at level 3, like intermediate level, and they need to complete advanced level of English, which is level 6, and that is actually accepted by Brunswick Community College. In this case, they would need to complete level 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So 4 levels in total. Now, we do give those students who really study very hard and comprehend the level very well and achieve very high results, attend all the classes, show excellent performance, we do give them a chance to complete each level a bit faster, okay? So minimum number of weeks that would require for those students is 4 per level. However, again, it really depends on the student's performance. And level 6 would always take minimum 8 weeks to be completed because it has a very extensive academic material that is very much necessary for the students to pass.
Ok, entonces lo que nos explica Olga es que para poder ser aceptado a NBCC necesitan tener un nivel 6 y durante todo el transcurso del pathway ustedes van a tener oportunidades de que sean evaluados. Cada nivel dura 8 semanas, pero si son buenos estudiando, si hacen los trabajos y en las evaluaciones les va bien, van a tener la oportunidad de alcanzar ese puntaje o bueno, van a poder alcanzar el nivel o pasar nivel en 4 semanas. Entonces, entonces van a tener muchas oportunidades de poder avanzar y el último nivel, que es el nivel 6, este sí dura 8 semanas, pero los otros niveles ustedes pueden saltar.
Okay, so the pathway partners. So our very good pathway partner is New Brunswick Community College that is located in New Brunswick province. And we've been working with New Brunswick Community College for some time already, actually, for I think 2 or 3 years. I don't even know. And it's been a really pleasure working with them. They offer great programs, and we have actually a lot of interest in international students who are enrolling there. So this college requires students to complete TLG level 6, right? As already mentioned before, it is our advanced level of English. So those students interested in applying to NBCC, first we'll find out what is the current language level you have according to TLG, and then we will offer a study plan in order for you to complete level 6 required.
Ok, bueno, el Language Gallery lleva ya varios años trabajando con NBCC. Quiero aclarar que NBCC no tiene muchas alianzas y el Language Gallery es una de ellas. Ustedes al graduarse del nivel 6, ustedes ya pueden entrar directamente, o sea, pueden ser exentos de presentar estos exámenes o pruebas de inglés, lo que es el IELTS, TOEFL, o alguna otra prueba. Actualmente están aceptando el Duolingo, pero esto ya va a terminar pronto. Entonces, ahorita esta va a ser una pregunta que tenemos para Lucas. Pero esa es la gran ventaja, que ustedes al tomar su pathway en The Language Gallery pueden entrar directo a NBCC. Y para los que nos acompañan, que tienen familias, bueno, que viajan con familias, que están planeando viajar con su esposo o esposo o esposa, y aún su nivel de inglés no es adecuado, muchos de ustedes ya saben que ha habido cambios a las políticas de migración y que mientras estudia el inglés el esposo o el cónyuge ya no va a poder obtener el permiso de trabajo abierto. Entonces, este fue un cambio que pasó, que sucedió hace unas semanas o un mes, 2 meses, en el que para poder obtener ese permiso de trabajo abierto el cónyuge tienen que estar estudiando un programa que les va a dar el Post-Graduation Work Permit. Entonces, entonces solamente para que sepan esa cuestión que es muy importante.
Thank you. Well, this is like just a little slide for fun. I'm not going to go into details about NBCC because we have Lucas here. However, just I basically did some research about the top jobs, in demand in Canada for 2021. Now I should maybe do more research about 2022. Time flies. But for 2021, it's interesting that there are a lot of job opportunities in Canada. A lot. And actually, I'm myself in BC, British Columbia, and I can see they're just everybody's looking for an employee. It's really interesting. And it's a good time right now actually to look for a job because everybody is looking. Is offering a lot of opportunities and career opportunities. So, and some of the jobs that based on CIC News that were in demand are, customer service, software developer, accountant, human resource manager, financial advisor, and those, of course, jobs in IT sector. And you can really see that based on the NBCC, they have a lot of different programs that can really help you prepare for incredible career path in Canada. And then TLG, of course, can help you with the language upgrade.
So, Olga, I have a question, important question
Yes,
in YouTube. So, Esther, who is watching us in YouTube, she's asking, what if she studies 7 a.m., if she takes the 7 a.m. program, and then after the group activities, when does she needs to do it? Like, does she has flexibility of time, or like if she needs to work, can she arrange for a later time, or how that works with the team activities?
Right. So for the students, it's important to have this 160 minutes reserved for TLG, because the group activities, they cannot be rescheduled, because it is part of the class. It's the same as in any program. When you're on campus, right, you have the class and then you have to work with your classmates, and then the teacher can divide into groups and you do some exercises, discussions. So it is the same, but via Zoom, virtually. So it's not possible to reschedule, because the instructor has to be there, and it's part of the class, and it's a follow up to the unit, to the topic that just was studied.
Okay,
yeah,
but
just for them to reserve time.
So just to be clear, the group activities are within the same time, the class time.
Yeah, so it is going to be 120 minutes of the actual class plus 40 minutes of the group activities.
Okay.
So it is together. So overall, it's 160 minutes of the live class when they have to be present, with their camera, with the internet, and they should focus on TLG training.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
I think we're kind of running a little bit over time with that.
Okay, well, I'm almost done. Let me quickly move on to. So in terms of procedures, I promise I'm not going to go over that because Lorena and the team will be able to assist you with the procedures, how to apply. But it is a really easy process to apply for the TLG program. And again, the first step, and I think Lorena mentioned that already, is to do our placement test. It is an online test, and we also have a speaking test that I always recommend because it just gives us more evidence to confirm the level of English. If you have other tests like IELTS or TOEFL or Duolingo, we can also accept those results, and we have an equivalency chart so we can place you in appropriate. Okay. So by the end of your studies, everybody will get a certificate, and you will receive certificate of achievement when you pass the level of English. And when you receive certificate of achievement of level 6, this certificate will be used as proof of English for NBCC, right? So no other exams will be necessary, only the certificate of TLG to show that you have completed level 6, and that's your proof of English. So in speaking of the prices, so at this moment, the promotional tuition fee that we have at TLG is 99 Canadian dollars per week, which I think is a very competitive tuition fee in the market. And I really encourage you to take advantage of it, because the tuition might change in 2022. So if you would like to take care of 99 Canadian dollars per week, I would encourage you to do it now. We have already all the materials, the platform access, everything is already included in this tuition. So there is no extra charge on top of that. And the registration fee is also $99. And we also have a special offer, and Lorraine can speak more about that, specifically for those who are watching this webinar. And it is a voucher that you can win of $297 towards your TLG tuition if you book a program, a pathway to New Brunswick Community College. Okay, so that's a little bit of exciting news that I have for you today.
Ok, bueno, para traducir lo que platicó Olga, bueno, ahorita el precio especial es de $99 por semana. Es posible que el precio suba al siguiente año, así es que si están buscando tomar el programa de Pathway para poder entrar a NBCC o alguna de sus escuelas aliadas, es importante que se registren antes del fin de año para que puedan aprovechar esta promoción de los $99 por semana. Y Olga tiene un sorteo. Ella nos va a dar estos cupones que son $297 para ser usados al momento que ustedes se registren en clases de inglés en The Language Gallery. Entonces, esta rifa la vamos a hacer al final. So this raffle, we're gonna do it at the end, Olga. Is that okay? So,
yes, of course.
We're gonna do the raffle at the end with the people that is in the Zoom meeting, because I know there's people who are watching us in YouTube, but it's gonna be hard to contact them if they win the prize. But whoever registered and is in the Zoom meeting, we're gonna take your names so we can put them in a raffle. Are we done, or should we proceed with the NBCC?
Yes, I'm done. Thank you so much. It may be too much time. Sometimes when I start talking, I can't stop. But yeah, I'm just very happy to speak about this great pathway, this opportunity. And again, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. Gracias, Olga. Entonces vamos a pasar con la presentación de NBCC con Lucas, que nos va a hablar acerca de este college. So we're gonna pass to Lucas' presentation. Thank you so much, Lucas, for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me today, and thank you everyone for joining. And it is important for you to learn about your very first step, which is the language pathway, before you are able to come to NBCC. So you still have, a little bit of time to decide, what program to apply and then to submit applications to NBCC. So it is important for you to learn the language pathway first. And so, when you do decide to apply to NBCC, then you will be able to, be guided with either Olga or Lorena's team and to move forward. New Brunswick Community College and has located in on the east coast of Canada, New Brunswick. As you can see in the picture on this particular slide, we have different professions of students have to choose and to study at NBCC. And we are a career preparation college, and we are a public institution as well. And so it is our great pleasure today to introduce you to it. So as I was saying that New Brunswick is on the east coast of Canada, and we're one of the 4 Atlantic provinces, and we're kind of a place at the gateway for you to go from Ontario to Quebec, and then through New Brunswick, be able to go to Prince Edward Island or go to Nova Scotia. So really, there's a lot of opportunity going through the province of New Brunswick. We do have 6 different campuses, are also shown here, and so we are more city-centered settings, such as Mountain and St. John, and 3 of them are smaller town setting, such as Miramichi, South, and St. Andrews. Depends on the program you choose. Some programs are offered at multiple locations, but some unique program might only exist at a certain campuses. I will leave a little bit of time for to kind of translate a little bit to the main message.
Yeah. Ok, so, New Brunswick es un colegio que, bueno, lo que es la provincia de New Brunswick es una provincia muy importante porque es como el pasaje o para poder ir a Quebec, a Toronto y lo que es Montreal. Está también muy bien situado porque está cerca de lo que es las ciudades principales en Estados Unidos. Y realmente New Brunswick es una provincia muy popular por todo lo que son sus programas migratorios, que no sé si Lucas va a hablar de eso. I'm just saying that the New Brunswick immigration programs are very attractive, so I'm not sure if we're going to talk about that, but it's a province that is very popular and has been very popular in the past years.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like Olga, that myself came here to New Brunswick as an international student, and came to Canada as an international student. Olga went to Ontario, of course, and I've been living in New Brunswick for the past 14 years, and it is definitely a great place to be. It has been a very popular destination for international students, especially from South America. And what can NBCC do for you as an institution? So we do believe learning is the best done by doing. Over 90% of our programs include a workplace practice. What that means is a very hands-on learning environment, and we will have either it's a unpaid internship or paid co-op opportunity attached to our program to making sure that you have that hands-on experience before you graduate. And then we also do believe you can come from anywhere and create a great life here in New Brunswick, just like myself. That over 20% of our student population are international students. And right now that we have 1,045 international students from 68 different countries studying at NBCC across all 6 campuses. We do believe everyone has potential. 91% of our 2019 graduates are employed within 1 year from graduation. As you can see that we're very employment and career focused. And if you are thinking, as you know, earlier, I don't speak Spanish at all, but I assume earlier there was a poll and asking that if you want to stay in Canada after your study or not. I see many of you indicated yes, you do, and we truly believe that New Brunswick is a great place for you to consider study and stay. And 94% of our employee 2019 graduates are currently working in New Brunswick, which is that your next step is you'll be able to study and work in New Brunswick and then eventually settle here and bring your family or settle to raise your family here.
Lo que nos acaba de platicar Lucas es que, bueno, también como Olga, como yo, fue estudiante internacional. Y BCC lo que tiene que ofrecer para ustedes, bueno, es que tienen sus programas, tienen lo que son prácticas profesionales. El 20% de los estudiantes son estudiantes internacionales de todas partes del mundo. O sea, no nada más van a encontrar gente que habla español o de Latinoamérica, sino va a ser de todas partes del mundo. Y la mayoría, bueno, el 91% de sus graduados se encuentran trabajo dentro del primer año de haber egresado. Y y bueno, muchos de sus graduados han trabajado en New Brunswick y tienen la oportunidad de quedarse en esa provincia.
And offer many areas of studies. There's over 15 different sectors, over 90 different programs for you to choose from 1-year certificate to 2-year diploma, which is both our undergraduate level. And also we do offer a graduate certificate and a graduate diploma as well for postgraduate level of study. So I'm not going to go into the details here. And once again, Lorena's team will be able to guide you through what program that you want to apply for and what would be the best fit for you. And you can find all those information on our website as well. I do recommend you read the program guide and look at the individual programs to better understand what's the program exactly you're going to learn from it, and also what career path is going to lead you to.
Y bueno, las áreas de estudio que tiene ofrecerles New Brunswick el New Brunswick Community College son muy amplias. Nosotros les podemos ayudar en todo el proceso. Realmente, estas son solamente las áreas de estudio, pero bajo cada una de las áreas de estudio hay muchos programas adicionales que ustedes pueden tomar. Solamente para recordarles que los college, sus programas que ellos tienen van en base a la demanda laboral que tienen en local. Entonces, los programas que ellos manejan son áreas donde existe demanda laboral.
So one of the reasons that NBCC has been so popular is because our affordable tuition. As you can see here, our international tuition for the 2021-2022 academic year is only at 9,468 Canadian dollars. And that is for 1-year tuition, not just for one semester. So, and there is a $100 application fee when we initially apply to NBCC, and there's other costs such as the insurance, such as your books, materials, and your health and dental fee, and all those costs added up would be estimated around $131, and so total you're looking at less than $13,000 a year for this tuition and fees to pay at NBCC. As you can see, we're one of the most affordable institutions in Canada as a public institution.
Uh-huh. Sí, como nos explica Lucas acerca de la colegiatura, cuánto es de colegiatura, la cuota de registro y otros fees incluyen lo que es seguro médico, cuestiones de, no sé, de otros servicios como tecnología o otras instalaciones, o bueno, también existen otros como impuestos, otras cosas que están incluidos en los otros fees, pero básicamente la mayoría es seguro médico. Y el total son 2.699. NBCC realmente es muy, muy popular por la colegiatura que es tan accesible. O sea, es uno de los colegios que son de los más accesibles en todo Canadá. Es por eso que también mucha gente de Latinoamérica elige a NBCC por lo accesible que son sus colegiaturas.
And as I was saying that earlier, New Brunswick is a small province, and that means we do have a smaller population. And it might be a culture shock when you first come here and wondering why. But lower population also means a lower cost of living. So we estimate our cost of living
Lo que nos explica es que el costo de vida es aproximadamente de $13,000. Es una ciudad pequeña y debido a que es una ciudad pequeña también los costos de vida no son tan altos y es por eso que también muchas de las personas eligen a New Brunswick porque el costo de vida es muchísimo más accesible que ciudades grandes como Toronto, Vancouver o Montreal. Lucas, do you know what is like an estimate of rent for like maybe like a 1-bedroom or in?
Of course, we have a roommates that's to share some of the costs, such as, let's say, internet or cable or heating bill, electricity. It always got to be cheaper when you are sharing that with someone. But let's say a one-bedroom apartment, that would be pretty expensive to rent, in comparison of if you have 2 or 3 roommates. But let's say if you're renting a 3-bedroom apartment in New Brunswick, normally you are looking at around $1,100 to $1,200, and that would be nothing included, no power, no internet, and all those costs. So you're looking at around 400, 500 per bedroom. And so, as one student, then you have to pay the cost on top of that. So that's why we're recommending around 13,000 Canadian dollars for cost of living, around 10 months of study journey with us. So that would be a 1,300.
Ok. Bueno, le pregunté a Lucas acerca de cuánto es más o menos el estimado de renta, nos dio un estimado de renta, porque muchos estudiantes lo que hacen es que rentan una casa y la dividen entre todos los estudiantes y se dividen los costos de electricidad, de internet, todo lo que son las utilidades. Entonces, él está más o menos aproximado más o menos unos $500 por cuarto, o sea, por persona. Did you say 500 per person?
Yeah, so I would say just for the room, then of course you have to pay electricity bill and you have to pay for internet. If you've got a cell phone, of course you have to pay for your own cell phone bill. But for the room, if you are sharing with 2 or even sometimes 3 roommates, so you're looking at 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom apartment, and so $500 per student would be pretty common cost. And in comparison of Ontario, this would be much a surprising number. I don't know, you can share that how much you pay for your apartment, and then how much would that cost. But I never lived in Ontario, so I don't really have a comparison to it.
Definitely more expensive. Well, depends where in Ontario too. But in Toronto, it's really expensive rent.
Sí, solamente como para darles un comparativo. Lucas dijo que si compartieron una habitación son $500 sin internet, sin electricidad. Me equivoqué anteriormente, o sea, solamente $500 de la renta y comparten lo que es una casa de 3 habitaciones y está más o menos la casa de 3 habitaciones más o menos como en 1,500. Entonces, para quienes están buscando viajar, a lo mejor con niños o familias que necesiten más de 2, 3 habitaciones, más o menos son 1,500. Y solamente como para ponerlos en perspectiva, aquí en Toronto, por ejemplo, uno de mis estudiantes recientemente llegó y por una habitación él está pagando $1,250. Entonces, venir a Toronto 1,250 comparado con New Brunswick, que van a ser $500 al mes de renta. Entonces, son $750 más lo que van a ustedes estar pagando si vienen a Toronto, si van a New Brunswick. Entonces, la renta, todo lo que es el costo de vida, sí es mucho más flexible.
Thank you. So once again, for the, when you are looking at a education as an investment, and yes, it might cost a little, it costs less to come to study at NBCC in New Brunswick, but that doesn't mean that quality of education you are getting here any less in any public institution in Canada. And those numbers, those 2 percentages shows to you that our graduates, when they come out of our door, they do get jobs. Once again, 91% of 2019 graduates were able to find a job within 1 year from graduation, and 94% of them are working in New Brunswick. So if you are thinking about the immigration and you are thinking about staying in Canada, so please consider NBCC. So of course, before you are able to come here to study, you have to apply. I'm not going to go through this, and because we do have a fantastic team here today to be able to guide you through that process. But I do want to point out we base on first qualified, first accept policy. What that means is earlier you apply, better chance you have to get into a program, a well-deserved seat. For a fall intake, our application opens on June 1st of the previous year. So for fall 2023 intake, application will open June 1st, 2022. So, knowing how long the pathway might take and depends on when you want to attend. So please making sure apply early to get that opportunity.
Sí, entonces lo que nos explicó Lucas en la diapositiva anterior es que no porque la colegiatura sea la más accesible no quiere decir que la calidad de educación no sea buena. La educación de NBCC es muy buena. De hecho, tenemos un video de uno de nuestros estudiantes que está en NBCC. No, I'm just telling Lucas, sorry, that I have a interview that I did for a student who's in NBCC, and he loves it. Like he loves the education. Like he's really happy with with the professors, with everything what he has been learning. And I said that because you mentioned in your previous slide that doesn't mean that because the tuition is more affordable, that doesn't mean that that the quality is not good. Like the quality is good. And I have proof of that. So we have a proof that that students are very happy with the MBCC. Entonces, sorry, I'm just gonna translate what you mentioned here in this slide. Entonces, lo que Lucas nos dice aquí es que debido a que es un college que es muy popular, se necesita aplicar con mucha anticipación. Ellos abren las aplicaciones en junio, el 1 de junio, para poder empezar en septiembre del siguiente año. Por ejemplo, ahorita ya abrieron las aplicaciones del 1 de junio para septiembre del 2022 y ya están procesando muchas de las aplicaciones. Y la política es que a la primera persona que aplica, que cumple con los requisitos, es la persona que admite. Entonces, ustedes entre más pronto pongan su aplicación a NBCC, tienen más posibilidades de poder encontrar cupos, porque esto es algo que en los años anteriores hemos tenido, pues es muy popular y la verdad es que sí se van los cupos muy rápido. So Lucas, for the 2022 fall semester, how are you guys doing in terms of spaces? Like do you still have spots? Are the programs filling up pretty fast?
So depends on the intake you are looking at. That fall 2022, all intakes are currently open for application, but some programs are already full. So we do have our seat available page on NBCC's website that for students for students to view and to find out what programs do have availability for them to apply to. So once again, that you want to apply as early as you can, and to be able to get your application in, because once the program is closed, that you won't even be able to submit an application. So once again, I would recommend students to work with your team closely, to take maybe book a session and look at exactly what program they want to apply.
Okay. Le pregunté acerca de qué tan rápido se están llenando los programas para el 2022 y bueno, eso depende del área. Hay ciertos programas que son más populares que otros, entonces es dependiendo del área. I have another question about Duolingo. Are you still accepting it for 2022, or is that?
Yes. So that's the next part that we're talking about is to meet our language requirement that, as Olga already presented, you can either go through language gallery to complete the level 6, or you can, meeting our requirement by taking on different tests, which includes a Duolingo English test. It is an online test, and we do recognize it, and we will continue to recognize the post-pandemic, and it was not an exception we made, and so due to pandemic, so it will be continue to be one of the exam we recognize, just like IELTS and TOEFL. Actually, NBCC is the first Canadian public institution that recognized the Duolingo test result.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I missed the part. So if for 2023, are you gonna accept it or
Yes.
Also,
Absolutely.
so it's gonna be a test that is gonna be accepted indefinitely, or
Yes, it be indefinite. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes. It's not an exception.
Okay, that's an excellent. Okay, that's a great
So
news.
we recognized the Duolingo back in 2017. So we were the very first Canadian institution, public institution that recognized the Duolingo.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna translate. Ok, le pregunté acerca del Duolingo Test porque como ustedes saben, muchos de nuestras instituciones aliadas debido a la pandemia empezaron a aceptar el Duolingo Test porque los centros de IELTS, TOEFL y todos esos centros de las certificaciones de inglés donde tienes que hacer tu examen en persona cerraron debido a la pandemia. Entonces empezaron a usar la prueba de Duolingo como una prueba para poder ser aceptados a un colegio o a una universidad. Y muchos de los colegios están quitando esa excepción, o sea, lo estaban haciendo como una excepción, pero lo que nos explica Lucas es que NBCC fue uno de los primeros colegios en aceptar Duolingo desde el 2017. Y entonces no es un examen que se vaya a eliminar, o sea, se va a seguir aceptando indefinidamente para programas en un futuro. Pero claro, los invitamos a que tomen the Language Gallery. We invite you to take the Language Gallery.
So this is really a starting of the conversation. This is an invitation to get to know us better. You come to join our webinar that you answer your questions about becoming an NBCC student. And there's a lot of different sessions that we host. And, we have we just had our virtual open house. And, we have a discovery NBCC info session, live Q&A session, and the different immigration sessions as well. Those are all free to attend. And once again, that if you attend those sessions and find NBCC is a suitable and institution for you, and please work with Lorena's team and to submit your application to ensure a more smooth and trouble-free experience when it comes to application. Applying for a Canadian institution. Especially when English is not your first language, can be very daunting, can be very challenging. So that's why we want you to have a really smooth and very free experience to work with a more experienced and excellent team.
Okay, so I just have a question because in regards, so you mentioned that you are processing the applications of like first come first serve, but it's first come with the full requirements, like all the requirements, like the documents, the English test, and what about the candidates that are like, for example, if they require a conditional admission letter, are you currently processing those applications, or you first process whoever is like all the documents and everything is complete.
So I'm gonna share my screen again, just quickly walk you through that. As a completed application package that would include your application form submitted online, application fee also paid online, and the official documents such as official high school transcript, or if you have a post-secondary education, the post-secondary transcripts and other documents you may have that you can submit also digitally. And so we do issue conditional acceptance based on language requirements, or based on that whether you have graduated from high school or not, or from undergraduate study or not, if you are applying for graduate certificate level. So, if you are not meeting our language requirement yet, that's okay. Still, submit your application and apply as you can, as long as you already have your official, transcripts at least 2, 3 first semester of grade 12, obviously. And then you can get a condition accepted to NBCC. Then you can apply to language gallery and then get the other acceptance letter. Then you can go apply for your study permit. Then you go to Toronto and study, or at this point, then you stay at your home and join language gallery online. And that's a great way to save some living costs as well, and be able to complete that language. Then eventually we will give you your full acceptance letter.
Ya. Ok, entonces lo que le pregunté a Lucas es que si, por ejemplo, para ustedes que están, o para los que nos escuchan que están interesados en tomar las clases de inglés en Language Gallery, necesitamos mostrar toda la documentación que nos muestra aquí Lucas. Si el examen de inglés aún no lo tienen o están en proceso de registrarse con Language Gallery, él los invita a que se inscriban lo más antes posible. Ellos dan una carta de admisión condicionada que dicen que ustedes están aceptados si cumplen con los requisitos. Algunos programas tienen requisitos académicos. Si cumplen con todos los requisitos del programa, lo cual nosotras les podemos ayudar a poder definir si cumplen todos los requisitos. Entonces, pero les dan una carta condicionada y ya una vez que ustedes terminen su programa en The Language Gallery, ya se les da un certificado, y con el certificado ya ustedes pueden solicitar la carta definitiva que ya no tiene la condición del inglés sí, o sea, la condición de inglés, porque cuando son condicionadas que es condicionada a que terminen su programa de inglés. No sé si ustedes tengan alguna otra duda, Steffi, Tete.
Yo no, por el momento no.
Ninguna, Lore, pero igual tal vez reiterar que el certificado al lograr el nivel 6 va a ser aceptado en cualquiera de las áreas de estudio presentada, en cualquier field of study. Bueno, es así, ¿verdad? Solo para aclarar a nuestra audiencia.
Could you, so what Teresa is saying, if it doesn't matter, like if they study in the language gallery, it can be accepted in any of the faculties or
Any field of study.
Any of the programs at the NBCC, or is there any program that doesn't accept the pathway at the NBCC?
Majority of them do accept. There's one exception. It's a pharmacy technician program. That's the only one that we cannot, which is it has a higher industry requirement. Is not necessarily based on NBCC's requirement. So they do require an IELTS 6.5 to be able to enter. So other programs do require IELTS of 6.0 for a conditional acceptance. So that's the only program that right now we don't recommend any pathway result for. And it is very impossible to get a seat to start with too. So I won't be too worried in this case.
Okay, so it's pharmacy.
Thank you very much, Luke.
Technician? Is that the program? Pharmacy technician, the one that...
Yeah, pharmacy technician, yeah. So there's a specific considerations are listed in the program overview of that program. But once again, that every year we haven't seen any international students be able to get a seat yet.
Okay.
It's a very competitive program.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
And just to quickly add, in general, there are some programs, and it depends on the province, or sometimes even federally, that are more reserved for Canadian citizens or residents. So that's why they're very competitive, and international students, sometimes they don't even accept international students into those programs. And again, it's usually decided each year by the government of Canada and by each province. And then for the pathway, of course, we have to also follow, like Lucas said, some government requirements of the specific industry, right, and specific sectors. So especially the health sector, it's usually quite difficult for international students to get into the programs. There are some programs that accept them, and also the pathway is accepted, but yeah, it's normal that pharmacy technician in this case is unfortunately closed for pathways. But there are plenty of other great opportunities than the CC.
Okay.
There are 1,045 international students who are studying at NBCC, not a single one of them are in this particular program. So definitely there's a lot of other opportunities for the students to choose from.
Yes, of course, yes. And just to translate very quickly, la pregunta que hizo Tete es acerca de que si todos los programas aceptaban el pathway. Entonces, Lucas explica que sí, casi todos, excepto Pharmacy Technician, que este es un programa que está muy limitado, es muy competitivo y tienen muy pocas plazas para estudiantes internacionales. Olga también explica eso que es el gobierno de Canadá, que a veces es el que rige cuáles son los programas que van a estar como designados para estudiantes locales, ¿no? Y el sector de salud es uno de los sectores que requiere un nivel de inglés más avanzado. En algunos casos no acepta el pathway, como en este caso de Pharmacy Technician, pero bueno, hay muchísimos otros programas que NBCC tiene que ofrecerles que sí aceptan el pathway de Language Gallery. Is there any other questions? Let me just check. I'm just going to answer one question I'm going to ask you one question, sorry, Lucas, from YouTube. There is a person that is asking if she studies, can she add her spouse and dependents to her health insurance?
Yes. So there's two ways you can do it. First is New Brunswick provincial government free provincial Medicare to all international students, just like they provide free Medicare to all Canadians who live in New Brunswick. So it is definitely an opportunity that you can leverage. When you get here the first semester, we would put you on private insurance, and which is with the guardian insurance, and you can add your spouse or dependents on the same coverage for the same rate. So it is additional cost. It is per student or per family member, and you can purchase that, and then afterwards, that when you're applying for your provincial Medicare as the international students, then you'll be able to add your family member onto your provincial Medicare as well. Then they will start receiving, free Medicare, just like the rest of the Canadians who are living in New Brunswick.
Okay. How many months after is the New Brunswick public health coverage?
So technically, it is 3 months after you land in New Brunswick and start studying. So that's why initially we put our students on insurance coverage. So well, they're eligibility and application process to get the free Medicare. insurance, because the coverages are very different.
Yes.
For example, let's say if I call ambulance to go to the hospital right now, and it is actually not covered by provincial Medicare. That is covered by private insurance I personally purchased from Blue Cross to cover that. And the ambulance ride is actually $350 to get you to the hospital, regardless distance. So it only costs you $600 to buy a full year of private insurance coverage, which is the just for ambulance ride. It's half of the coverage. So really, we do talk to our students and let them know and understand what different coverages are for, but there are free provincial Medicare coverage anyway.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's good to know. So I'm just gonna translate. Nos explica Lucas que tardan 3 meses, o sea, tienen que estar residiendo en New Brunswick por 3 meses para poder solicitar el seguro médico de la provincia, que es, pues que es público y es gratuito. Pero lo que nos explica Lucas es que ellos aconsejan a los estudiantes que mantengan ambos seguros, el privado que les van a dar por el primer semestre de clases y y ya una vez que tengan el seguro público gratuito, él recomienda que aún continúen con el seguro privado porque hay ciertas cosas que el seguro público no cubre, como el ejemplo que nos ponía de si tienes que llamar a una ambulancia, aunque tengas el seguro público gratuito, ese es un servicio que se tiene que pagar adicional, que son $350. Entonces sí pueden agregar a su familia, pero y pueden usar el seguro médico el primer semestre, pero recomiendan que pues lo mantengan por todo el tiempo de su programa. Is there any other question? I think Sophie has one question there. Sophie, in the chat, she posted, is there any program at NBCC that you require the assessment, education assessment, like WES? Is there any program?
No, not necessarily. Our admissions team will be able to look at your official documents and assess and based on our experience. And of course, at least it needs to be translated to English. So all official documents, if it's not in English, needs to be translated and notarized as an official translation. And as long as that is done, we don't need to. We won't ask you to pay actual cost just to get a certification from a third party. But if we are uncertain with the documentation and we might ask for additional evidence to support, then possibly that admissions will ask you to go through that process. But it's really rare.
Sí. La convalidación no es necesaria, no es un requisito obligatorio, pero explica Lucas que si en dado caso ellos tuvieran dudas de sus documentos, puede existir una posibilidad de que lo requieran, pero no es necesario, solamente tienen que estar traducidos al inglés. Estas convalidaciones las hace un organismo que se llama wes.org y estas convalidaciones no son necesarias para ser aceptados en college, o la mayoría de los colleges no piden estas convalidaciones, pero posteriormente cuando ustedes vayan a empezar algún trámite para migratorio, es posible que si van a necesitar este documento, la convalidación, pero para ser aceptado en NBCC no es necesario. I'm just saying that, Lucas, that for college is not necessary, but maybe in the future, once they graduate and they want to apply for any permanent residence, like they are gonna require that in the future, but it's not necessary to apply to NBCC.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't. We wouldn't require to be evaluated, certified.
questions. I think the questions in YouTube have been answered. Do you have any other questions, Steffi?
I don't have any other questions.
I don't have any.
Okay, so only one more in YouTube. So Mayra Munoz, she asked us, how long does it take once you get the conditional letter and once they prove their English level, how long does it take to get the unconditional letter of acceptance?
Oh, that would be, so when you complete your language condition with the pathway program, as soon as that certificate becomes available, you can send an email to us, and then we would process that right away. And then normally, we have a 72 hours, 3 business days of response rate for our emails. So as soon as that's kind of sending in to us, I would say within a couple days or longest maybe 3 days that that will get generated through our system. And of course that let's say if it's not the student sending it, and Olga would send an email to me, and then it might be even faster. So that's why I am recommending the students who are here today to work closely with your team, just to making sure that it's smooth transition. So they're able to get that assistance they needed when that's used to, it goes a little bit fast.
Okay.
I think you mentioned before, and someone asked about how long does it take to complete a program in any field of study.
To complete a program of study. Oh, okay. So in that sense, that it is depends on the program they choose. We do have a 1-year certificate, which is a 1 academic year, which is 10 months. And then we also have a 2-year diploma programs, which is 2 years. And then we also have programs that are 3 years long, which is their diploma, but their core program. So they will need to study, work, study, work, study, and work. So the program is longer than just a 2-year diploma because of the work component built into it. So that it covers both undergraduate and postgraduate.
Thank you.
So 1 to 2 years is the short answer to it.
I think that's all.
Okay, so we can.
Unless Lore has any other question in YouTube.
No, not related to NBCC or the language gallery. No, I think that were all the questions related to them.
All right, perfect. So if there's nothing else, maybe we can move on to the giveaway. Yay! Ok, so solamente vamos a pasar, como ya no hay más preguntas, vamos a pasar a la rifa que nos va a dar The Language Gallery. Solamente van a participar las personas que se registraron en el webinar y que nos están acompañando por Zoom. Ok, desgraciadamente todas las personas que nos están viendo por YouTube Live no van a poder participar, pero les recomendamos que para el próximo webinar se puedan registrar y así puedan participar en las dinámicas que vamos a tener. Okay? So I just explained that only the people who register is gonna be able to be in the giveaway. The people on YouTube cannot participate, unfortunately. Okay? So I will share my screen so we can do this live. So we have all the participants here. We will select 3 winners.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Okay. So here we go. Aquí está la lista de todos los participantes. Vamos a seleccionar a 3 ganadores. Y son María Fernanda Castro, Anderson y Alejandra. María Fernanda Castro, Anderson y Alejandra. Por favor, estas 3 personas que nos manden un correo a estudiar@canadaes.com. Aquí les dejamos ahorita el mail en el chat para que puedan reclamar su premio. Felicidades y muchas gracias por participar y estar aquí el día de hoy en este webinar.
Congratulations.
Thank you for the gift, Olga.
Thanks. Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the students studying with us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Lucas, and everybody for joining us today.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you, Lucas. Vladimir, next time te lo vas a ganar. Esperemos.
Another webinar.
Sigue registrándote a nuestros webinars. Bye, Lucas. Bye, Olga. Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.